Hey guys, Edward here with Power Mechanical. So it's a chilly morning and we're over here at the test facility. A couple of boilers here that just came back off a rental. We're going to take this opportunity to walk you around and show you a few of them. So the first thing I want to tell you as I open up, we're going to start on this first corner. When you're picking out a place to park your boiler, you got to consider that these panels need to be accessible. You're going to need to be able to make sure that wherever you decide to set your boiler, your rental boiler, that there's plenty of room. So another thing, when we're talking about fuel, you want to keep in mind, like right now we're test firing this one on number 2 fuel. And so with your oil tank, you want to have just be mindful of where you're going to put an oil tank, your consumption rate, how big of a tank you're going to need, and fuel lines going to it. You're also in certain parts of the country, you're going to need to freeze protect those fuel lines, because you can get some gelling in the winter time like we have now. So just some things to be mindful of with your boiler and getting ready for it to come on the rent. Seeing this ladder made me think I want to tell you about when your rental boiler arrives, there's going to be some setup requirements on top of the boiler that you need to be mindful of. You have a stack hat that's going to go up there. There's relief valves that need to be connected, and there's also scallop plates that go in certain areas that are basically like weather covers. And so one, you need to be able to get the equipment up there as well as the manpower to connect it. So sometimes a ladder may not be just enough. It's good to have like a lift in some cases. So just something to be mindful of. If you got more questions about that or need specifics, we can just give us a call about it and we can explain it. So another thing I want to mention real quick with these lines, it brings to mind freeze protection. Especially out here in this weather, any of your waterside lines, you have to be mindful about freeze protection. We have another video on our channel here that goes into some solid detail about freeze protection and a lot of measures you can take for it. But in the wintertime, boiler season, it's especially important to keep in mind your freeze protection. All right, so when I talk about freeze protection, another thing I want to mention is your unit heaters. It's really important that you make sure those things are working daily. Keep an eye on it. They have a thermostatic setting to where they're supposed to come on automatically. But just keep an eye on that, because that protects the boiler in the event that the boiler goes down, that your lines don't freeze up. All right, so seeing this block in here too, I want to mention to you guys, the leveling and cribbing of these boilers is critical. A lot of your safeties, they rely on the boiler being level and just the operation in general. And again, we have another really detailed video that goes into a lot more detail about the requirements for leveling the Class 2 boilers, and you can check that one out if you need more detail. And then you can also give us a call if you got specific questions about it. All right, so there you have it, guys. If you like this video, be sure and hit that subscribe button, and also get in touch with me about our upcoming STEAM School, March 3rd and 4th. And if you missed this class, you can get in touch with me about our June class coming up. And other than that, we'll see you next week.